To have you back, old buddy. What is this? What's this race mean, Don Luskin, for the stock market? Is there a link? Can we draw dots? Can we make a connection or not?
Oh, my God. I wish the stock market could just kind of remember who this John somebody is. I mean, all we ever hear about anymore is Hillary and Obama, as though the whole decision is just which one of those two will be the next president. Well, there's actually a third guy here, and he's the pro-growth guy, the pro-stock market guy, the pro-investor class guy. He's the guy who doesn't want to raise the capital gains tax, who doesn't have all these crazy ideas for being the command and control commander-in-chief of the economy, who wants to let growth be an organic, successful, internal upwelling phenomenon that happens from real people, not from the control panel of the Oval Office in Washington. That's what we've got to do. So I actually have a contrary opinion on this. I think that we need to quickly get the Obama-Clinton thing to resolve so John McCain can get a little public attention.
Yeah, and go head-to-head and show the conflicts and the contrast. That's a very interesting point. I have not heard that point. I like it very much. And Luskin, there's a group here, the Republican leadership. Listen to this. This is interesting stuff. John Boehner of the House, Mitch McConnell, the Senate, Roy Blunt of the House, John Kyle, the Senate. They've written a letter to Nancy Pelosi and Harry Reid. And they say, we believe Congress has a responsibility to protect the purchasing power of the American people's paycheck. We cannot stand idly by while the dollar value continues to plummet, pushing up food and energy prices and lowering standards of living. They ask for a hearing or a set of hearings on the dollar. Don Luskin, is there any chance such a thing could happen? Is Congress awakening to the importance of the dollar? Could this be the first election that includes the dollar since Ronald Reagan in 1980? And before that, William McKinley in 1896?
As long as the Democrats are controlling things, they're going to make the oil companies the villain, not the Fed. But if those hearings could ever somehow get through the Nancy Pelosi filter and actually get held, we need to ask Ben Bernanke, why is it that it took you 9 months of a credit crisis and 325 basis points of inflationary Fed funds rate cuts before you finally introduced the term securities lending facility, the primary dealer credit facility, and these things that have actually made some difference in solving the credit crisis? I think that needs to be brought back to Ben Bernanke's doorstep. Congress is the place it should happen. The Fed is not an independent agency. It is overseen by Congress, just like everybody else, and they ought to be held accountable.
Bob, in your view, as an investor, and you've had some great calls, I mean, what happens if it's 3 Democratic houses? Let's go with that scenario. Obama in the White House, Democratic Senate, Democratic House of Representatives. What happens there? What's the investment call?
I think it's going to depend very much on what happens in the Senate, Larry. It depends on how bad the Democratic majority is. If there is a filibuster-proof Democratic majority in the Senate, then sell everything and move to Canada because you'll have better capitalism in Canada.
Don't you think, though, I want to make a point. Some people say we can do business, we, meaning the financial markets, more with Hillary than Obama. In other words, Hillary might try some crazy stuff in the first year, but the markets will rebel, and she'll change her tune the way her husband, whereas Obama is more stubborn. I want to get your views on that real quick. Don Luskin, you first.
I think you're drawing very fine distinctions between degrees of evil. I think they're both incredibly dangerous, volatile characters who think that they know better and that the people know nothing, that they should control the economy. I don't care. Flip a coin. There's no difference.